I'm Danielle Hannenberg, and this is my Lab 8 for 2115, which was create a book with picture cards and then also have 5 open-ended questions and explain how I'd foster discussion. So the 5 open-ended questions that I would ask, which I'll explain later on, would be: what do you think will happen in the story? Where do you think Rusty went? Where else should Elijah have looked for Rusty? What will happen now? How do you play with your pets? And where is your pet's favorite spot? So here is the story. Where is Rusty? Once there was a boy named Elijah who had a dog named Rusty. They loved to play fetch together. One day, Elijah was playing with Rusty and he ran inside to grab some water. When he walked outside, Rusty was gone. Elijah thought, where could Rusty be? He was just here. I'll have to check all his favorite spots. So, Elijah first went to his doghouse, but Rusty was nowhere to be found. So then he checked his favorite spot under the window where Rusty would always sit, but he was not there either. Elijah was very confused and tried to think of other places he could be. So he went to the local park and looked at Rusty's favorite spot to be. But Rusty was still not there. So Elijah walked home, very sad, wondering where his dog could be. But when he got home, Rusty was there on the porch. Elijah ran up to him and said, "Rusty, where have you been? I looked everywhere for you." Rusty just licked Elijah's face, and Elijah was very happy that he had finally found his friend. So the questions earlier that I used, I would use them to foster discussions and questions from the kids. So the first question was, what do you think will happen in the story? And that's when I would show the title of the story, which was, where is Rusty? And I would ask the children what they think would happen in the story. Then, after we finished reading it, I might ask another question like, was this similar or different from what you were thinking was going to happen in the story? And then part of the way through the story, I would ask questions like, where do you think Rusty went? Or where else should Elijah have looked for Rusty? And these questions foster the kids to think of other places that dogs might go and what Elijah could have done. And another question that I'd ask is, how do you play with your pets? And where is your pet's favorite spot? And these would foster more discussion in younger children with their own pets and where they like to play, where their dogs like to be, or just their pet in general, and how they play with them.